How's it going, guys? Matt here with Carolina Coops. Welcome to Video Chicken. To my left is my host, Kristen Warren.
I think this one really could be a male.
Oh, we got one that's hatching? This show is for you guys. This is the bass fiber. Y'all know chickens are the gateway drug into homesteading.
We survived with only one trip to the ER.
Coyotes are everywhere.
It's about time you show up, Matt.
Uh-huh.
It's a great straw.
It is time, finally, for chicken police. They defecate every 12 seconds. Is that true? Now it is officially noon because the buzzer went off.
Well, I've never counted.
Long
More
road.
coops
That's a good one with the courts and everything.
and more chickens.
Well, the math you do now, Daddy, is chicken math.
Calm down, Matt.
But-
Calm down. Hello, everyone.
Oh,
I beat you to it.
you did. Well, I appreciate that. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Video Chicken Live. This is Matt from Carolina Coops. To
And this is Kristen.
my left, my co-host, chicken expert, Kristen Warren. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. And we got Ingrid behind the computer, making sure everything looks good, sounds good for you guys. And of course, we got the lovely Nan over in the office, in the principal's office, making sure that everything sounds good on her end and make sure we don't say anything we're not supposed to say.
That's right.
That's right.
And
yeah.
happy birthday, Ingrid.
Yes.
Thank you.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
27, 28?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's looking good.
Yes, I
For an
am.
old lady.
I tell you, I know I'm not supposed to say anything anymore, but I think compliments never hurt anyone. You look great for. I would have never guessed your age.
Thank you.
For sure. So congratulations there. You must be doing something right. You must have a very low stressful job.
Okay.
No, I think that the chickens counteract that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That
Chickens will keep you young.
That is true. So guys, we have an awesome show today because at the last minute we have a special guest, and I can't wait to bring him in. He is probably the busiest man in the entire state of California, and I'm going to introduce him to you guys here in a minute, but we're just going to give a couple seconds for everyone to get in because I don't want you guys to miss this. He is sitting in the green room looking good, ready to rock and roll as always. But again, we have a very special guest today that I want to share with you guys, and he is the sheriff from Mendocino County. And if you're wondering why in the world you got a sheriff on, what did you do now, Matt? Well, I just spent last week in jail, in the yard, putting together a chicken coop with the inmates. And if you aren't aware of that, please go back and check out our social media. And also don't forget to check out the group, the nonprofit that contacted us originally to make this all happen or make us aware of it is Unconditional Freedom. All right, so we definitely want to give a huge shout out to them. Love what they're doing. And I tell you, you talk about moons and stars aligning. This is incredible. And you guys have probably heard me talk about this, but about 5-6 years ago, I realized one day I want to start giving back. I want to start giving back the things that were taken. And I've always said, and of course, I love a good challenge. And why not make it when we started to learn about therapy chickens? Why not go into the jails where probably the people that need the most love right now are the people that are in jail? It's just that simple. And Unconditional Freedom contacted us. I have my times off, 3-4 months ago?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, help me out, folks. Here we go. And they said, Matt, will you be willing to donate a coop to a jail out in Mendocino County? And I said, wow, would I? Not only will I, or will we, I should say, I will come out and want to be a part of this and actually help the inmates put the coop together. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, they said, Matt, that would be great because we're going to have a film crew there and we're going to put together a documentary. I'm being told there's two ways to say it.
I know.
You always say it. Documentary.
Documentary.
Yeah,
Either way.
I prefer the other.
Either way. Bring that mic up. So I want to make sure,
Okay.
get this
All right,
audio.
all
So,
right.
no, not towards. I said up.
Right,
Yes,
all
there
right.
we go.
Well,
All right.
you can't block my poop necklace.
No,
Somebody asked about it
I
already.
know the
Yeah,
reason.
Ben is already asking about it.
I know the reason why you don't do that, okay? But the audio is so important. At the end of the day, yes, you folks here, we are live. It is June 24th, 2022. But so many people will be listening to the podcast, which gets downloaded after the fact. Anyways, so went out to Mendocino County Jail and helped these inmates put a coop together. And what I didn't realize, I got to hold it together because I tell you, it was so eye-opening. And there's a lot to talk about it, which we're going to get into here. But what I was so surprised about, not only the nonprofit that contacted us, and I am so thankful, thanks to our customers, if you think about it, they're the ones that helped pay this to happen for a dream of mine to go into this jail and help these inmates put together. I wasn't always a good kid, okay? The truth be told, I wasn't always a good kid. So when you're younger, law enforcement, that man with the badge, you go running. And I got a lot of scars from running. It's amazing looking back how thankful I am sometimes for that lesson you learn when you get running and you get caught. Who we have in the green room is Mr. Matthew Kendall. He is the sheriff. Kendall, right there he is. What a great photo.
That is a great photo.
Okay, now I wanted, let's go ahead. Let's bring Sheriff and leave that picture up if you don't mind. And you guys are going to see Sheriff here in a little bit. We're going to bring the Sheriff in. I want to explain something real quick.
No, I can't unmute him.
Add him to the right. Oh, yeah, we'll probably lose the picture. Go ahead and bring him in. And, all right, so Sheriff, you are live. You are on the air. How are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing well. I've got a couple of cups of coffee in me, and the day is getting clearer.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, that is right, because Mr. Kendall, Sheriff Kendall is out on the West Coast. He is 3 hours behind us. Thank you so much this morning, joining us at the last minute. I actually asked him if he'd be willing to give us a couple minutes this morning,
nice.
last night. Yeah, so
Thank you.
So thank you for being here. So in the picture is, to my left in the picture is Sheriff Kendall. And I'll never forget when I showed up in the morning to start this project. I mean, I had no idea what's about to happen. And there was no parking spots, and there's sheriffs everywhere, and they did a swearing in. And so it was chaos. And finally, I got to meet Sheriff for the first time walking in. I want to say this is day one. That's what he was wearing. And I think Kate, his assistant, I know she has a better title than that. We'll just use it as an assistant right now. She goes, "Wow, Sheriff, you clean up well." And I'll never forget, Sheriff goes, "Yeah, I went from sheriff to redneck in 2 minutes."
I like the red neck look there.
Yeah. So, so this is Sheriff Kendall. Let's go ahead and bring him up on the screen.
Get him in.
There he is. How we doing? Looking good. How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing pretty well.
Good.
Well, so again, thank you for joining us. Here's the reason why I wanted to bring Mr. Kendall on this morning. I tell you what, and you guys will see this in the documentary when it comes up, and I want to show a little sneak peek. I couldn't believe what's going on. Oh, what's going on? We got problems out in the parking lot? Anyways, so I think we can continue on. I think Ingrid might have to step away for a second. Would you ever imagine an elected official, a sheriff, a man with a badge and a gun, stopping everything and spent 3 full days out there with us putting this coop together?
That's pretty cool.
And I don't mean just spending with us. No, he got out there. He put his tool belt on. Mm-hmm. He got down and dirty with us. And I tell you, it was just absolutely amazing. It was something I never thought I would see. And that proved to me how much not only did I want to do this, unconditional freedom, but the sheriff. Mm-hmm. This is big to him. So, Sheriff, I would love just if you could just put in your little bit of input as to why you wanted to make this happen.
Well, for years and years and years, people have always looked at jails as kind of a negative thing, and I don't believe that they are. We've been working really hard to get away from warehousing and to get back into what jails were originally designed to be. The word penitentiary comes from the root word penance, and people go, they take a little time out, they pay their penance, and I think if we can give people a different path to work towards on the way out the door, then we can do better for our communities. And folks don't realize it, but like 99% of people who go to jail, get out of jail. And when they get out, do we want them to be better than when they came in? And I think that's going to better serve our communities, and it's going to better serve public safety. And then, the opportunity of you coming out, the Unconditional Freedom Project got a hold of me, and I am a chicken guy. I have a lot of chicken.
Yeah.
I am. And I hate to say it, but when my wife sicked me on building her a new chicken coop, I got on the internet. And of course, if you get on the internet and you look up chicken coops, you cannot miss Carolina Coops. I mean, you can't. the Unconditional Freedom Project gets a hold of me and says, "Hey, have you ever heard of Carolina Coops?" And I said, that's like asking a coffee drinker if they've ever heard of Starbucks, or a car guy if they know what a
Aw.
Shelby Cobra is. Yes, I've heard of Carolina Coops. So then they say, "Hey, we want you to be on a Zoom call with Matt from Carolina Coops." And so I'm trying to play it cool. I mean, I was like, "Yeah, I'm sheriff of Mendocino County. I'm pretty awesome." But I was giddy like a little girl, like, "Matt from Carolina Coops. Oh my goodness." Then you show up out here, and the first thing that showed up was this pallet. And, all of the guys who are working in the garden crew, they know what we're doing. One of the guys, and you have to remember, in a small county like mine, I think I'm the sixth generation of Kendalls in this county. I just got done raising the seventh generation. All the kids are grown now. And so these fellows who are in jail, a lot of them are blood relatives of mine. A lot of them are the children of people I grew up with. And when their parents call me, and everybody on earth seems to have my home phone number, my wife loves that. When their parents call me, it starts out with, "Hey, I want to make sure that my boy's okay. I want to make sure that my daughter's okay." But that has evolved into, "Hey, talk to my kid. Everything's going great. He enjoys working out in the garden. He enjoys working out there with the bees. We have beehives. I'm a beekeeper, and so we started a beekeeping class. And now I'm getting all of these calls of, the one young fellow who was working with us, he was released, and his parents called me on the way out the door on Sunday and said, "Hey, he really enjoyed working hard. He really enjoyed, taking on this project, and he got a lot out of it." And all of us did. All of us did. So it's pretty exciting, and I think that it's durable, and this is a program that we're going to have for years and years. It only enhances what we've been doing with the gardening, where we're making our own compost now. It enhances our baking program in the kitchen because we're going to have fresh eggs. It kind of completes this big circle for us, and I'm pretty proud of that. I really am. And, the fact that I got to meet Matt from Carolina Coops, I mean, for a chicken guy, it's like meeting the president for a politics guy.
We are one chicken community.
Well, yeah, and I definitely appreciate that. So, yeah, he told me a little bit of that when I first showed up, and I was like, wow.
That's awesome.
And in summarizing, too, I wanted everyone to meet Sheriff Kendall here because he is truly an amazing man. And I am so thankful that we got to cross paths, thanks to chickens. And there will be a documentary coming out showing all behind the scenes and this whole entire project. Unconditional Freedom did an amazing job. And you're going to hear and see a lot of what Sheriff Kendall did. Mm-hmm. And I'm so proud of him, to be honest with you, because this is not normal. But I love when things are not normal, because hopefully other people are going to see this and go, wow, that actually just makes sense. And I love being part of something that's brand new. Mm-hmm. And I am so thankful for that. And I love that he's a chicken person. And also Captain Spears, who gave us permission to come out and do a live show. I'm not sure how well it went. I know we got a lot of positive feedback, but
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Can you bring up, I want to bring up Captain Spears, because here's the other thing too. I love that she's big into chickens, and we got a great picture of her, and she got to come out and check things out. And so it's not, which, here we go. We'll bring up the picture here, folks. So it was just everyone was involved, not just the inmates, even the corrections side of things, which Unconditional Freedom said, Matt, that's just as important. And it just makes sense to me. And I couldn't be prouder just to be a part of this. And again, hope that this is not the last time this will happen. Mm-hmm. And also, Kate, too, who was also on last week's show, she's a huge part of this. And she said, Matt, I can't wait to have goats out here. I said, oh, really? I just happen to have the world's best goat house.
Yeah. We might run into each other again, huh?
Oh, I think absolutely. And I said, I will be back out here in a heartbeat. I just absolutely loved it. And at the end of the week, after so many little stories where the inmates actually asked me to sit down and have lunch with them, which blew me away. And that's a whole nother story. I realized how much of this was also for me. And it made me realize how important it is what we do. Yeah. And how thankful I am for our customers that support us so that we can share this with back to the community. And another reason why I wanted to bring Sheriff on, because I want our customers to see it. I think it's so important to understand the companies you are supporting. And I'm just very, very proud of this.
Yeah, the other thing that always kind of sticks with me a little bit is when you wake up in the morning and you have something productive to do, you're looking forward to the day. But also, if you have something that you're truly in charge of or have to care for, I think that it creates a little more responsibility in us than what we had the day before. And so taking care of the garden, taking care of the beehives, taking care of the chickens, and working with nature as opposed to, trying to harness it, tame it, make it work for us, walking alongside of it. And a lot of the features that you put into your coop and the training that you were running these guys through, and it wasn't like regimented training, it was good conversations and it was explanations of why we do things the way that we do them at Carolina Coops, and they were sponges. They were taking it in, and it was some classroom stuff. And then all of a sudden it was hands-on, and it brought the entire sphere together, And so I think it's going to be a good stepping off point for us to kind of complete this great big circle that we're working on. And I know that these guys had an incredible time doing it because they felt like they were being productive and they were moving things forward in the right direction and let's face it, when you're on the garden crew, you're in a very special place with a lot of trust and a lot of ability to do things. And these guys felt like they were helping to expand that program. A lot of people are jealous that some people get on the garden crew, and now we're going to have a bigger garden crew and more opportunities.
Yeah, I tell you, it was amazing, and we talked about it. It was tough for me not to be so hands-on, but Sheriff made it very clear, and this makes sense. Matt, they're here to work. It was amazing on day 2 to see how they've taken the instructions, and they were just going at it like they've been working for me for a year. It was incredible, and how well they work together. And you could start to see their personalities come out and their strengths that they probably never even knew they had when it came from one person just making sure no one fell off the ladder. Just instinctively going up and going, hey, and then another person, that picked up on screening. We all know how hard screening is. And he all of a sudden is sharing what he's learned in that technique, because that's an art.
Yeah,
it's not really easy. And then he's starting to share that with another inmate and showing them. And it's just, wow. And I without a doubt could see it in their eyes. And I asked them, I had some heart-to-heart conversations with them. When everyone else is gone, I want them to be themselves. Did this really mean something to them? And a couple of them were in tears. And I think that's all it needed. They just needed to have someone to give them a chance to show some love, give them a chance to show something that they can do at the end of the day. And I was amazed how many times I got to be so honored to come into their world, the inmates' world, and be a part of just regular heart-to-heart conversations, because they're at a pivot point in their life.
Right.
And it was just incredible. And I know for a fact when they come out with the video, you guys will see that. And just, again, I can't thank Mendocino County, Sheriff, and Unconditional Freedom for allowing us to come be a part of that. It was way more than I ever expected. And before I forget, too, I do got a confession to make, just a little one. I'm a very sentimental person. This is going to seem ridiculous, but the people that know me best, Sheriff, I had to bring home one of your pencils with me. I hope you don't mind. This means the world to me. And this is what I mean. Sheriff put on.
Does it has his name on it?
It's got his teeth marks. I mean,
Even better.
I got his teeth marks on there. I got his DNA.
His DNA.
Yeah, he got down and dirty with us, and I just
Nice
thought it was
pencil.
awesome, absolutely awesome, and I can't thank you enough for that. But I did acquire.
We can call that pilfering.
A pencil that's going to go up on
Accidentally
my
got it.
shelf with my other collections.
Well, I think it was a good project. And, the other thing that we got out of it was this is not a coop that's going to last us 6 months. It's not a coop that's going to last us 1 year. We're going to get out there and start staining now that the weather's warmed up. And you missed the really nice 110-degree weather that we normally have out here. You missed it. But we're going to go out there and we're going to stain it. And this is something that's going to last us, my entire career here. I've got, somewhere between 7 and 11 more years to go. And this project is going to sustain us and go through. The quality of the coop, the quality of the work that went into it when these guys, got their initial training from you. And you're right. I mean, the training started out small, but you could see them expanding and understanding, and their work got better and better and better as they went. And by the time that we were running the furring strips towards the end there and putting down that predator guard around the base, everything had come together for these guys. And it went from a lot of instruction to a little teeny bit of instruction, and Matt and I got to go sit under a shade tree and let them work. It was incredible, and you're right. You could see their strengths. They kind of took it upon themselves to grab the areas that they were strong in and support each other as they went. The smallest guy was up on the roof, but he was the most capable guy to do that roof at that moment. And then, the tallest guy was making sure that the ladder stayed square and even, and he could reach a lot of places that Matt and myself couldn't reach. It just kind of worked out. And, it was really organic. It was a natural flow. Once they understood what needed to be done, it worked out well. And then also, this is the first time that you've done the full breakdown and then shipped it out on a pallet, right?
Yeah, it was full knockdown. So they even had to assemble the walls before the walls even went up.
Mm-hmm.
And when Matt was initially getting these guys to assemble the walls, and I built a lot of houses and whatnot. My father was a fireman, and so my brothers and I were a portion of his slavery ring all through our youth. And so I understand building. However, when Matt first started having them assemble the walls, I'm looking at them and I'm scratching my head, and I know that they will go together. And Matt said, "Hey, it's a 3D puzzle. It's a 3D puzzle." But until you put that interior coop face wall in and it locked into place, that's where all of us, myself, the fellows who were working out there, it all came together all at once. Like, oh, now I see what I'm looking at. And when that first interior coop wall, and I'm not sure what you call that, Matt.
Wall 7.
Yeah.
Front hen house wall.
That's the interior wall. Yeah.
Yeah. All of a sudden, everybody, the big light bulb went on. Oh, now I see. And in the beginning, where it was picks and shovels, and we're going to get a very square and very level, we shot it with a transit. We sighted it with a transit to make sure that we were within about a 1/16 of an inch. Mm-hmm. And then when that started going up, and that one interior wall locked into place, everybody understood, everything that you had been talking about. And then when we went to the small trusses, they built one, and then they locked that one into place, and bang, they understood it. And then the freeze blocking, or
we call them fillers, but it is freeze blocking. Yes.
Yeah. The freeze blocking, when that started to go in, it just completed that pattern. And the CNC cuts on it. I mean, I've been a framer for years. I've never seen anything go together like that so fast because of the precision. Mm-hmm. And the quality of the wood. And then Matt, being a woodworker, was able to give these guys a short lesson on, there are hard portions of the wood, there are soft portions of the wood, and you need to sight these things, you need to understand these things. And, everything was organic, and it flowed from beginning to end. And that light bulb moment when we put that interior wall in, all of a sudden it was like Matt and I could go have a glass of ice water and stand under a shade tree and visit, and these guys just continued on. And at that moment, did you notice that there was very little instruction coming from you?
Yeah.
And then we'd move on to the next portion of it, and Matt would take just a couple of minutes to say, this is what it's going to look like, and this is how we're going to fasten this. And then we were able to step back and let them work again.
Yeah, exactly. It was like magic. And I even told the camera lady at the time, I said, go get your camera, get ready for this. And they're looking at it like, what, Matt? Just some wall. I'm like, no. What you're about to see is magic. And I was so thankful. And you could feel it in the air, where all of a sudden, even the inmates are going, oh, that's why that hole's there, mm-hmm. or da-da-da. And then they have Sheriff, who's a home builder. Builders that actually get out, and when you shake their hand, you can feel the callus on their hands. They appreciate it, just like Mr. Kendall's saying. And I am so thankful for that, and I appreciate you sharing that part of the story, because even have Sheriff go, wow, this just makes sense. This just makes sense. And that's what I try to tell our customers, because so much of our design had to go into so that anyone could really put our coupes together. You don't have to be a framer, you know. But again,
follow the directions.
Oh yeah. Follow the instructions.
Yeah.
And it was
Don't skip steps.
It was amazing. And again, that was another one of those points that I just said, this is why I love what I do. Mm-hmm. You know, I needed to get back out here and see it happen. 14 years of hell that we have gone through just to make things line up perfectly. And you saw it with the inmates who's never done this before. And truth be told, all of a sudden they're coming up and going, hey, Matt, can I get a job when I get out? I'm like, yeah. They were amazing.
I was wondering if you were going to spring anybody.
Oh, God, yeah. I
Bring
think we
them back
may
to
have
the
just
warehouse.
found our new West Coast crew. I mean this. And I told the guys, I'm a hard man to please. You know, they don't know that. I'm a hard man to please.
So you're also a softie.
Yeah, don't tell people that. I'm hard. They did an amazing job. Great crew.
Well, the other thing that this is going to provide for us, we've got a crew of young men who are on the high school wrestling team here in Ukiah. And they're always looking for labor, because when they go out and they do these labor projects and community improvement projects, the sheriff's office, the police department, the district attorney's office donates our asset forfeiture money towards the high school wrestling program. They want mats. They want to go to wrestling camp. They want to do all these things. Well, now all of a sudden, since this is coming out, I'm getting contacted by schools saying, hey, we'd really love to have one of those chicken coops for our 4-H projects, for our FFH projects. And between these inmates who, you know, are completely capable of helping us and the high school wrestling program, I think that what we're going to wind up doing is encouraging a lot of the folks in Mendocino County to get a hold of you. We've done one of these in full knockdown form now, and I have the labor to do it. And now I have the understanding to do it. And I think that, you know, this being your first time of putting it in full knockdown and then putting it together, it is, when you see it, it is so simplistic that I could put that together with a crew of high school kids. I could put it together with a crew of these guys from the jail who want to get out and work and do things. This is something where we can improve our communities as well. And I cannot believe that you fit all of that on one pallet.
That's an art.
Versus the size of the coop. It looks like you pulled a 3-story house out of a Jack in the Box, you know.
That's true.
Do you find that a little odd too, Matt? Because to be honest with you, when I sent the inmates over to cut the covering off of you had a big plastic cover over the pallet of materials, and I was thinking to myself, there is no way in hell that this chicken coop fit on this pallet. And you know, when we pulled it all off, and Matt had us organize the walls and everything, and we built a couple of just workbenches out of a couple of pieces of plywood that we had laying around and some sawhorses. And I kid you not, when you see the pallet show up, you are never going to believe that the chicken coop fits on that pallet. Mm-hmm. And, you know, look at the images of the size of that thing. It is monstrous. It is huge. It's wonderful. But how on earth do you get that on that pallet? And then and that was the first, you know, kind of genie in the bottle thing where you don't believe that this is going to fit on this. And it was a big pallet, but it wasn't that big.
And it weighed 2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Is that what it weighed?
2,000 pounds.
Yep.
An 8x24.
Yep. It's actually almost 2,400 pounds, isn't that? I mean, they're heavy, but and just for the record, too, Sheriff, I can't thank you enough for all that. Yeah. I am not paying Sheriff to say this, just for the record. I want to share this with the world. This is why we do what we do, and
I know Matt's getting a little emotional because he knows what has gone into. We say it all the time. What has gone into trying to get these coops on a pallet, and
to hear the things he's saying, and it all comes back.
That's when your business really took off, is when you figured out how to get these coops on a pallet, because it opened up the entire country,
world now.
Yeah, your fantastic coop.
Yeah.
So
well,
I
hope your viewers understand when the pallet shows up and you say, "There's no way that fits on that pallet." I'm sorry, I said the same thing.
Yeah.
But it does. It fits. And
what another thing that's surprising is half of that pallet is roofing. The roofing system is so perfect. I mean, just so locked together. There's this beefy. I mean, it is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, Sheriff, I can't thank you enough
Yeah.
for your time. I know you were probably the busiest man in the state of California. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for last week. I truly enjoyed it more than words can ever explain. It is an honor to meet you, work with you, and definitely look forward to doing some more work in the future.
And we'd like a chicken update at some point.
We'll give you some chicken updates, that's for sure.
Okay.
Just one more plug out there. For anybody who's watching this and thinks that they may not have the skills, the instructions were simple, clear, easy. I feel perfectly confident now that this group of high school kids that I've been working with are going to be able to put this together. And we did it in, was it 4 days, Matt, or a total of 5 for everything done, right? 'Cause we
5
finished
days.
up-
5 days.
Yeah, Friday, and we had a couple of long days out there. But if a person wanted to take a week or 10 days to get it all put together and then slowly put the finishing touches on it, you could do this in 2 weeks without breaking your back at all. And, the instructions were simple, they were clear. And once you see the way that this all locks together, the world is living on YouTube videos now of how to do things. And it is not going to be a hard process for you. There's some tricks when you were showing these guys how to do the screening, and you're right, that is an art. You can get to the point where you get, oh man, I messed this up. But as long as you understand that you can continue shooting it in the right directions with a staple gun, then you can stretch that out. It'll look good.
Mhm.
The furring strips, it just comes with a real fit and finish, and everything that is done in these coops is done for a purpose. And when they all come together, and that was the other thing that was neat about talking to you, was listening to, man, it took me this long to figure it out. Well, I love to learn from the mistakes of others because I'm never going to live long enough to make them all myself. And Matt, you have been through all of those things when you were looking at these processes, and it's come together now so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. And sadly enough, yes, I stole a whole bunch of your ideas when I built the chicken coop at my house, but it saved me from trial and error and losing chickens to predators and things like that. And so I think it's a pretty incredible opportunity. And, we're going to keep you updated on the good things that we're doing here. And as we grow this out and further into our communities, I think getting back to basics and getting back to the things that we should be doing as a community is going to help bring us all back together.
Yep.
And let's face it, during COVID and various other things have happened, we have separated ourselves, and we can't afford to do that anymore.
That's right.
I love that.
Wow. Way more than I ever expected. Thank you, Sheriff. I appreciate that. Thank you for
Yeah.
your time. Thank you for sharing that with our audience, and definitely look forward to seeing the results of the Coop and seeing the growth of not only the program out there, but the other thing too that we hammered a lot, or talked about, I should say, with the inmates, is it doesn't stop here. When you
No.
get out, share this, continue to grow, be a leader. There are people that do care about you. Let's try to break these whatever habits they're having that bring them back in here. Now's the time to change it, and that's what we want to be a part of. So can't thank you enough for what you're doing out there, and of course, again, your time this morning.
Thank you.
Yep, and I got to run off, but you guys are helping us to create some opportunities for these folks. And the more opportunities we give, the more they're going to take. And, moving things in the right direction right now is where we need to be in our nation. Anyway, I've got to run off. Can't tell you how much I appreciate everything from last week. And, we're going to stay together on this. We're going to have this project grow outwards in our communities. And I think that we're going to see some good and exciting things come out of it.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Have a
Take
great
good
day.
care.
Thank you.
Wow. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Picture that in-depth emotion for in a straight week. 10, 12 hours a day. It was intense. It was amazing. It was just so many good things. And I want you to remember, when you're out there, and even the inmates said it, you're surrounded by razor wire, but it disappeared. So non-standing here, what's going on? What is this? What? Oh. Special delivery. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much. Welcome to Video Chicken Live. If you're just joining us, that was Kendall Sheriff. Sheriff Kendall out in Mendocino County Jail. And what is this? What is this? We got
Special delivery.
that came already?
Yeah.
So, wow, this is pretty. Check this out. This is a plaque showing
Oh,
the
nice.
interview we did that Ingrid had to painstakingly type up.
Well, actually, I didn't, but
Wait, I thought you did. Didn't you type? Oh, no, this is the reporter did this.
so so there was like 2 pages of questions for this interview. So I filmed you answering the questions.
Right, but didn't you have to type up all the answers and then send it off to them, and then they had to...
Yeah, I had to fix it. Yeah.
All right, so where is this? Where
Yes,
is this?
sure.
This
I did
is
everything.
Authority Magazine. If you haven't already seen it, please go check out Authority Magazine. And it's just, they asked me a bunch of questions. I don't remember what the hell I answered. But the fun part was, and I believe it is live now,
Oh, it is.
the extra credit homework that Ingrid made sure we did was, what are the 5
Of
things?
course.
What, did it even make it in here? There
Yeah,
was, here
no,
you go.
I see it. I saw it on there.
Oh, that's heavy. Thank you, Nan. I can't believe that
Thank
came
you.
already. 5 things that they wish someone would have told you before becoming a CEO.
Right.
And that was hard. I'm not going to get into it all right now, but my last answer was, you know what, this is all crap. Nobody really wants to be told anything. A true entrepreneur, a person that has that free spirit, that bird that can't be caged, you don't want to know. You want to go figure out stuff on your
Yeah.
own. But anyways, so that's pretty cool. How about that interview with Sheriff?
Yeah, a question that came up though was, is the predator apron really necessary? Don't you think that razor wire is going to keep
We actually talked about it. So can
Oh,
we
really?
real
Okay, that
quick,
was
if everyone's
addressed.
here now, our audience
Okay.
is growing. I want to share with you.
sniper in the tower, maybe? I mean,
Let's share the sneak peek for the documentary coming up.
Oh.
documentary.
Documentary.
I don't care if it rains or freezes, as long as I got my plastic cheese sitting on the dashboard of my car. Comes in colors pink and pleasant, glows in the dark 'cause it's iridescent. Take it with you when you travel far.
Little sneak peek there. They just did an amazing job already, and I can tell you there are going to be so many great moments from that opportunity that Carolina Coop was given to go out there. I can't wait when that comes out, about 3 to 4 weeks, they said, and we'll post it somewhere.
So I had to move my car, so I might have missed some stuff in the beginning. Did the sheriff say that this program is expanding, or is Unconditional Freedom trying to do this? Like, how I want, like, the whole point of this is so other jails can
Absolutely.
see this as an example of what
So
to
I do want to bring on, next couple weeks or so, some representatives from Unconditional Freedom, because there's a whole nother part of that story there. It's not just a coop at the jail. I got to live with the volunteers from Unconditional Freedom at their property called The Land out in Philo, California. And we'll wait to get into all that, but it's just amazing what they are doing to help make a change in these people's lives, to put it in a nutshell. And yes, they want to expand it. And I told them, I said, let me know when the next project is. Absolutely. I love it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. How was the food there?
So,
These are the questions that people really
No, I know. My kids, when I got off the airplane, all of a sudden, like, what were their names? What were they in for? How was the food? So I got to have 3 jail meals, and I'll never forget my first jail meal. And we're standing at the back of the kitchen, and they made a special meals for the inmates that are out in the garden. I'll never forget when the inmate said, would you have lunch with us? And I was like, yeah, why not? Wasn't expecting this, right? And they hand me that beat up old rubber jail tray with this food on it. And the only way I can explain the emotion is I was just honored. I was just so thankful to be into their world, because what you don't realize unless you're in jail, food is everything. I'll never forget, I don't want to get Sheriff in trouble, but he had a bag of chips, outside food they called it. And he's sharing his outside food with the inmates, and the sheriff would get in so much trouble for that. But
But thanks for telling me.
yeah,
that.
they were so thankful. I was just in awe. I was like, wow, you take these things for granted. And if they had, they got to pay for their salt, the sugar, the pepper, whatever. It was fascinating. But so the food was not bad. And then I had another meal that was just a regular jail food, and that was just bread with cheese and mustard. But there is a funny part of that story that will make the cut. I even told the camera crew, I said, you guys got to put this in the documentary, where I ate split pea soup.
Wow.
Wow, there's some personal growth there.
Woo! That's why I did it.
Yeah.
I said, you guys don't understand what this means, but trust me, there's going to be people, and I wanted to show them even I am willing to whatever. So, and it was actually good because they also kept talking about it. And then we even hinted that we wanted to have a pizza party at the end of the week if we get this done. And Kate made it happen. She brought out pizza as a surprise.
Outside food?
No, they made it in the kitchen actually, and it was really good. 'Cause you know I'm a pizza snob. It was actually really good pizza. I was shocked. Again, all this will be on
homemade
video.
Pizza's always good.
Yeah, it was so good. All right, that was
very emotional.
Yes, and thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and
For the record, I volunteered to go.
And I know, and I appreciate that. I did not know what to expect.
It was probably not the most appropriate trip for me to go on, though.
Yeah, and it was. I didn't know what to expect.
And you had women prisoners.
We did. We didn't get a chance to talk about that, and they're still signing the non-disclosure. They weren't real happy to be on camera.
Really?
They don't get to wear makeup in jail, so they're all like, I don't. I'm like, come on. They were wonderful. Oh my God, I would hire them in a heartbeat. They were absolutely wonderful. Had some interesting stories, sad stories, things like that. But just, they all were so thankful. So thankful for this opportunity. All right. Woo, 12:41 already.
Yeah, we got other stuff to talk about.
Yes,
too.
welcome back to Video Chicken Live.
Yeah.
We are live June 24th, 2022. It is Friday. Everyone out there, thank you for being here. If you're just joining us, we are live. That was Sheriff Kendall. And please do us a favor, share this video. Let's get past 100. Do everything you can to make sure people learn about this show out there.
And thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes that I see people writing.
That's
So that's very
right.
sweet. It's over, but I appreciate it.
No, it's not over yet, Ingrid. We got stuff.
So we want to get into some questions?
Yes, let's do some questions.
So our dear friend Francine said she lost her first chicken to a bobcat.
Oh.
She said, my friend has a 3-week chick like the breed that I lost. Can I safely bring a 3-week-old chick with 4-week-old chicks?
Yes.
You just stick them in there like...
Yes.
Kristen says yes.
I think they're young enough, and that age is similar enough that
Just keep an eye on them just in case.
Yeah, don't you think? You don't think the 3-week-old?
3 weeks is nothing. I mean, they're not even fully feathered.
Yeah, but the 4-week-old is not going to pick on the 3-week-old. They're not going to know it's like a different interloper.
There's a big difference between 8th grade and 7th
Francine,
grade.
let us know. I don't.
She's like, just do it.
Just do it. I don't think.
But
there'll
then
be
let
an
us
issue.
know if it works.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very convincing.
I mean, I hear you. It is very doable. Just keep an eye on them.
No, that's young enough that I don't think there will be an issue at all.
I'm sure you've done it probably multiple times.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
You know what I noticed too? When we don't plan this, it is so strange. You ever notice through the shows? And I was actually had to do laundry, and I guess I'm just in my regular Awesome Sauce T-shirt, and it's just funny how I just
It has a
noticed.
rooster on it. But,
Yeah. One of my most popular videos, I was wearing this shirt. Maybe. Yeah. Whew. So yes, that's a great question. Yeah. So I would love to get to some questions. There were some other topics that we wanted to bring up. And did you do your homework, young lady? No.
Oh, the video? Yeah. No, I might have missed the window.
If you aren't following Carolina Coops, Carolina Coops on TikTok, please make sure you go do that. Somebody was supposed to do a TikTok because she has probably one of the oldest coops we've ever done on their property with a deep litter system. You mentioned how that has no flies.
That's right.
And then you got another chicken coop that was just regular traditional chicken coop.
It's just a pen that we used for quail that we no longer use for quail. So I had my chicks in there. Let's say teenagers. My spring chicks are now teenagers. They're young adults. And there's flies. And I'm like, I've never had a problem with flies. I'm not sure what's going on here. Matt, what's the problem?
You're not
and I
using deep
started
litter.
putting up the fly traps because the bags that smell
Doesn't
like
that
death.
attract
Yes,
flies?
thank you.
Yes,
This
but I did do that because for
You're
another
supposed to put
reason.
those on Dale's property.
Yes.
Is
That's
because
how it
if
works.
there were flies, I wanted to make sure that none of my neighbors got the flies. Like,
Oh,
if
come
there are
on.
flies, I want to contain them here. Like, I'll take it because I don't want anyone else to have to suffer with this. And I was just, I was very frustrated. Why for the first time am I having flies? And then I was talking to Matt about it, and Matt said, and I said, you know what? There are no flies in the chicken coops. The chicken coops where you would think the flies are
With the deep litter system.
that has all the chicken poop in it has no flies. And
So we need to do a TikTok on it.
yeah.
So why is that, bug guy?
They're not attracted to it. When it comes to pests, it's about prevention. Okay, and insects don't show up magically. There is something there that said, "Hey, I need to go there in order to eat for survival, to eat and reproduce." Okay, it's like mosquitoes. There has to be something that triggers a mosquito to say, "There's my food source. There's my blood meal." And there's CO2 and there's heat images. It has nothing to do with your perfume. Has nothing. It's how much you're actually giving off of CO2 because mammals give off CO2. It's just things like that. So when it comes to the flies, they go, "Oh, this is gonna be a great breeding source." Okay, and when most flies, the breeding source is also their food source, and they have to have a lot of moisture because when you think about it, you got complete metamorphosis with flies: egg, larva, pupa, adult. Well, we all know larva, maggot. Right? Love that word. They're very soft-bodied, and they got to have moisture. And if you've ever had the opportunity, which I loved, finding a very active breeding source, whether it's house flies, bottle flies, fruit flies, you can see they lay their eggs, and then the larvae are in the really wet part, and then they'll transition out to get to pupate. And there's usually those little maroon-looking things. And you'll see they're right on the outside of the breeding source. And people will find that and go, "Well, where's the breeding source?" I'm like, "It's right there." They just happen to be right outside of it. So so the point is just understand the pest. Positive ID is so important. But obviously something's going on in the deep litter system that says to them, "Hey, this is not going to be a good breeding source." Where you would think a year's worth of chicken crap would be an ideal breeding source for like houseflies. No, because the microbes are doing their job. They're breaking it down, not giving the chance to do their job. And that is to lay their eggs. And also they consume that sanitation issue.
So and we did figure out that the pen, the old quail pen I was using, has no deep litter.
Please do the TikTok. People would love to see this.
All right.
So there's a lot of comments about the program and the sheriff.
I see a lot of happy birthdays to Ingrid. Oh, yeah, I hope they love Sheriff. He is just such a great... And he's a funny guy. He has so many of his own sayings. And I tell you, I'll never forget, there was one day the inmates were getting a little... not showing their appreciation. He goes, "Sit down." They sat down at that picnic table. And I tell you, I was so thankful. Sheriff goes, "Guys, you're out here," right? Because they're complaining about the kitchen staff that they get to do all this and this. He's like, "You guys are out here right now, okay?" And this man pointing to me, he goes, "He flew all the way across this country to be here with you guys to do this. Let's not take this for granted." And I tell you, he's just such a good guy. And he kept saying, "You're making majors out of minors." I said, "Man, that just makes sense. You're making majors out of minors."
Is that a sporting reference?
Huh? No, he's just, we're making a big deal out of nothing.
Oh, okay,
You're making majors out of minors. And I was like, man, it just makes sense.
Yeah, so Ben said when Matt said there was a guest from Cali, he thought it was going to be Mike Trapp.
Yeah, I saw that come up.
And Mike's here. Hi,
Yes,
Mike.
yes.
So Mike also shared with us, he fashioned his American Coop, and I believe, I'm not trying to think who did it. Maybe Lisa Haymaker or Misty, someone else had done that with their coop where they use the bottom part under the hen house as kind of like your broody baby chick area. So
I heard you had a picture of that.
I do. Mike sent me some pictures.
Thank you, Mike.
Please stand by while
And
I
everyone,
find the
please, if you have
photos.
any questions, leave them in the comments section. Or I thank everyone for taking the time just to say hello, where you're watching from. If you haven't done that already, please do so. Yeah, look at that.
So let me share the screen.
So we
It's
need to just start
easier.
making this a option for all our coops.
Yes, but
What?
where's the?
I mean, you do
Well,
lose.
you can also put your ducks under there too.
Well, we done that, in a way.
Or your
the
quail
only,
cages.
The only
or-
thing is that to access that, you have to get down and dirty in your coop. Just FYI.
you can have access on both sides.
Yeah, if you did see that's one thing. When I got the coop, I thought, wouldn't it be good to have a door here in the back?
We've
of
done
it?
that. Oh yeah, we've done
I
that
know
many
you have
times.
now.
And
here's
we could
another
even make that
picture.
like a full
See?
rollout tray. That'd be pretty cool.
Look at how he did that.
Yeah.
He took these little gates he got from like Lowe's or Home Depot, and he has the chicken wire there.
Oh, I hope they got it on video. As soon as we put the ladder in the jail coop, and we didn't get a chance to even talk about their chickens. They were already about 18 to 20 weeks. They're already going right up the ladder. I said, God, if Ingrid and Kristen are here, be like, see, but there are
We're very pro ladder.
yes,
We're
and
pro-ladder.
there are some people that say no, they're pro ramp. And that should be a T-shirt. Are you pro ramp or pro ladder? And there's been some comments that have come up recently where customers have said, no, I want that ramp. And I hope we've figured out to minimize confusion, because apparently on our website, it's looking like we're making it look like the ramp is an upgrade, and we don't want to cause that message.
No, we changed that.
No, we
That was
changed
a
that.
discussion.
That was on for like 6 hours, so relax.
I am very relaxed for one.
It's about time.
But yeah, no, it's so basically comes, my understanding, and Nan can correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand is the Coop comes with a ladder. Okay, when you order a Coop, it gets a ladder. If you would like a ramp, you pay for the ramp, and you get the ladder too. You still, it's just like if you want rope wrap roost bars, you still get your regular roost bars, but you can add the rope wrap roost bars, and you have both.
Whatever works. I see. I don't agree with that. I think people should just be able to click, I want a ramp or I want a ladder, and then send it out. Why get something you're not going to use? I don't know. But you guys are the experts. I pay you guys all to do what's best for the customer.
Well, and also to streamline processes.
Yes, which is so important, especially as I tell you, costs of things are insane with inflation, and we're doing everything we can to make sure we're doing everything we can in-house to make sure we don't have to increase the price.
And it might be a situation in the future where we do that.
We might change it. We reserve the right to change anything.
Yes.
At
That's
any
right.
time.
That is right.
We just find that there's more ladder people, ramp people are just kind of like an extra. Just like, rope wrap roost bars. Like if you feel like your chickens can't handle the ladder, then
I can see having the other roost bars, though.
Speaking of rope wrap roost bars, drum roll.
let
Do we
me
have
get-
a drum roll?
Let me get you up here so you can.
So I'm very proud of this. It took us over a year, believe it or not. And of course, the green's not going to show
I was going to
up.
say, why does that look blue? Is that the water bottle?
You can't see the green where it's see-through from the blue screen. That is green. We have our official rope wrap roost bar stickers right there. Gorgeous. So this is the box that the rope wrap roost bars come in. And so much work had to go into it because we even had to make sure the QR code is there to show you about the rope wrap.
UPC.
We had to actually buy and own that UPC code, so now these can be sold everywhere. Just really making it look like we know what we're doing finally.
Yes, and we have a chicken in the middle of our QR codes, people. Like, how cool is that?
We sure do. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's upside down right now, but there's a chicken in that.
Chicken.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to focus or
That's
not.
how you know.
And then there is, what was the chicken's name?
Fiona.
Fiona. We had to bring Fiona
She's a
in.
model.
We had to clean
She's
up.
molting too.
We had
We had to pay her in crack corn.
She had a little runny stool the morning. I think she was maybe slightly stressed coming into the studio, but we did a shot right here, actually, of her on a rope wrap roost bar in front of the green screen.
Yeah,
and I promise that is green, but just very proud of that. I'm so thankful you guys finally got that done.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into every little thing.
Yeah, I love when people are like, how hard is it?
It's just, there's so many moving parts with everything. It just really is.
Maybe one time I said, it's just chicken coops. How hard can it be, Matt?
Which is just like, always needs to
That
be
needs
said.
to go on my coffee cup.
Yeah, I didn't want sure, but I can't stand when people sure. Can't stand when people say sure. Also, Ingrid, you hinted that you were going to do YouTube Chicken Police.
I did.
Oh, and speaking of YouTube Chicken Police,
let
someone
me-
got their shirt.
Yeah, let's see. Let me
Yes,
check it out.
and actually he must be working or sleeping. I haven't seen Mr. Fish and Matt Ryan come up yet, but he loves his shirt. We have merch in stock. We had the mugs in stock. There's the look at that.
There's another one too.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, the glasses make that.
Oh yeah, that chicken's under arrest. What a great picture. So those are going to be for sale. We got the new shirts for sale. All going to be up on the website very soon, right, Ingrid?
Oh my God, stop it with that.
We got the mugs for sale. All right. And I'm not in the business to make money off the merch. What I want to do is take the proceeds and, again, use it for our nonprofit, which hopefully will be coming out soon.
Well, even just for able to do our nonprofit to do things like we did with the
That's right.
jail. Like
That's right.
That stuff will pay for
That's right.
us going out there and doing things like
Yep.
this, bringing
Yep.
Coops to the jails or to schools or to wherever or for Make-A-Wish, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I mean, that's what hopefully all that stuff will be used for, and because it ain't cheap,
No, it's definitely not cheap.
but it's totally worth it. 'cause
What's that say? They don't like people like me in California. Must be commenting to something. It's like California's a different world.
Yeah, well, because Kenzie said that she's never been to the West Coast. If you're going to do a I shop out there.
Yeah, so you guys are
hinting.
creating the policy and procedures for site surveys that if you are interested in getting a chicken coop and you want to invest in having Kristen and Mackenzie come out and do a site survey, that is all going to be dialed in to perfection soon. And I know Mackenzie, she needs to get out there. She needs to get out there more.
And we can do those by video as well. And Misty, I think I owe you one too.
Is Misty the penthouse that's getting built? It's probably almost wrapped up right now, just so you know. Making magic happen here. How is your dad doing?
Yeah, she's asking how your dad is.
He's doing well. All things considered, he had to have radiation every single day for I think 3 months, and then chemo once a week.
Yeah.
He finally finished up his radiation and has like 2 more chemo treatments. I think his last chemo treatment's a doozy, they said.
Yeah. And he does have lung cancer.
Yeah. So, and then we find out in September how he's doing. And then they said, he did mention too yesterday when I talked to him, then they're going to do some type of preventive treatment, which I never heard of preventive treatment for cancer. And it's not the dog dewormer, but if it comes down to that, he's taking that damn dog dewormer that people swear up and down gets rid of cancer. I love that awkward silence. See, it's just it's so beautiful.
It's just
fenbenzonol.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Don't say it. Where's the chopper?
So Sparky Prep says, still waiting on the video on how to do the screening, because you were talked about the screening.
We did the screening video.
I don't recall any screening videos.
No,
let's do it today.
We absolutely did a screening video when we were in New Mexico. AV, one of our road crew members, who's phenomenal at screening.
And I gave that to somebody else to do.
Who? No, I don't know. Our new the person doing the shorts?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought that was. I mean, I can make it for you.
No, I didn't know.
I'll do it.
Yeah, and what videos are we waiting on? So he did do the Chuck It or Cluck It or whatever's the new thing. He did do the intro of that one. But anyways, okay.
Whatever.
Okay. We'll get that to you. But we definitely need that.
Aiden wants to talk about Roe versus Wade.
This is not the place for that.
Not allowed to. Sorry.
Well, it's not the place for it. It's a chicken show.
We're not allowed to. Right. We're not allowed to. I'm so sorry.
So Chris said, assembling one of these coupes lit up my brain a couple of weeks ago.
Wait, what happened with Roe versus Wade? Why is that just getting brought up?
Oh my God.
It was today.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It was just handed back to the states.
Gotcha.
I can imagine how much of a perk it would be for an inmate to have something new like this to learn about building the coop. So he was commenting on that.
Yeah, and I want to echo that because some people don't know that I spent 25 years at IBM and I'm doing just just almost like a, yes, it was button pushing. Paper pushing that turned into just button pushing. And there was a TPS report that I had to do every month. And then at some point I just stopped doing it just to see if anyone noticed, and nobody noticed. I mean, talk about unfulfilling work. And finally, like months later, I told my boss, like, I stopped doing that report. She was like, oh, really? I guess you can stop doing it now.
I love Mackenzie's like, peas, who are you?
But anyhow, like, it's that's why I started working with you. Even while I was with IBM, like, it gave me meaningful work and hard work. And there's something about putting together that chicken coop, the sense of accomplishment, like, it was like a drug. Like, I want to do this, and I still want to do it. Like, I still want to put them together.
I know. And truth be told, I mean, you do sales right now for us mostly, and also offer the expertise on chickens. You don't want to do sales, and you made that very clear from the beginning.
Well,
but I thank you for all the years that you've done sales for us.
I like talking to chicken people.
Yes, and getting them set up. And we hope soon to be able to transition you into other parts of the company to help with the more creative side of things. And definitely looking for anyone else wants to join Carolina Coop selling chicken coops.
It is a nice sense of accomplishment to put one of these things together because they are beautiful, to last forever, and to be able to say that you did that, you at least put that together, and you can do it.
So Lisa says she had 3 hens sat on a total of 8 eggs over the past few weeks. Then only 2 sat on them. Out of the 11 eggs, only 1 hatched all the way. About 3 could not hatch but were fully feathered. So she did some research and she thought it might have been because of the high humidity. Do you have any insight on that, Kristen, why that would happen? Or
it makes sense.
Yeah.
They do have to have a very specific humidity, and if you have really hot weather and 100-degree hens sitting on eggs, I mean my last hatch was dismal. my hen sat on a bunch of Serama eggs, and I had no survivors.
So if
only
you have
only 3 hatched.
if you have a hen
and they
that
all
goes
died.
broody this time of year, especially in the south, I mean, it's humid here.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea to.
I don't know, but
Do what I did.
yeah,
just do
buy a
the
chick.
old.
Give them
Yeah.
chicks.
And Tractor Supply still has chicks.
Well,
Wow,
and,
really?
And I was able to find. I mean, from our local
Yeah, and with
person, I get
local
the
places.
that I get the my lovely chicken feed from.
Mm-hmm.
She had baby chicks coming in around the day that it would be 3 weeks, but then she was out of town because of a wedding, so then I had to wait. So I put 5-day-old chicks under her, and she's fine.
Yeah, and
they're 2
Ingrid
weeks
did a
old.
great little TikTok.
With the chicken leaving.
Back in.
Yeah.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah, and it's so nice, and I'm lucky. I have that section, the pergola section, so I have them in there, and probably won't put them in with the rest of the chickens until their chicks are about 4 or 5 weeks. I'm thinking.
I think that's good.
I love so much how our viewers are interacting with each other. I absolutely love that. I think that's awesome. It's like we started a whole new community here.
Yep. So somebody asked Francine how she disposes of a chicken that had died. I have a little burial area. I do. I mean, for ones that didn't get like necropsied,
Yeah.
I have an area in my garden.
So you did mention we were going to do YouTube Chicken Police.
Oh, is that what
Yeah,
you
let's
want?
not forget about this. It's already 1 o'clock. I definitely want to get back to questions and whatnot, but I see people,
Okay.
got 75 people. Thank you for not making me eat something. I have no idea what it is.
We will
This-
do that again then.
So,
right.
and then
You wanna
do we have it? Does it work? Yeah, so we got to fix the siren. I don't know what happened to the
I
siren.
think it's down here though. No.
No, hold on. I know. I got my mouse. I'm trying not to touch it, but okay. It is time. We really got to get that siren working. Not sure what happened to it. Video Chicken Police. It's been a while, and it might be getting boring because I'm getting so used to the very few negative comments
Yeah, you
we
get so much praise, and you still don't have a big head.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
that's debatable.
wow. So, and I might just, I've realized so much. It's just, it just doesn't even get to me. But let's see what happens
There's enough
today.
to knock you down
Here we
throughout
go.
the week, though.
All right. So here we'll start with annoying comment. We'll start with like negative comment light.
The easy stuff.
Yeah. About the Michigan coop.
It's always
Man,
the Michigan.
yeah.
Coop.
It's always the Michigan coop.
So many naysayers.
No, but someone said sadly that will not work here in Alaska because mice, ermine, bears will break in. Thank you. It does look nice.
Well, that's like a whole nother country up there.
We have our production coops in Alaska with no problems. I love people just say that just to make themselves feel special. It would
Well-
absolutely work, especially God, the run covers. Oh my God, the storm shields.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
So with bears, I mean, bears are attracted to the food, not the chickens.
Very
correct?
true. Very true. And bears are lazy.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, bears
All
are very
of these
lazy.
animals are opportunistic.
That's right.
We've learned that.
Yes, and they are lazy. And we
Yeah.
have had one bear try to get into a coop in Denmark, Wisconsin. I'll never forget it. That bear clawed away at the trim, you know,
Yep.
but and never.
Gouged the wood.
Yep, never got in. They're just not as.
So does Alaska have brown bears or black bears?
I think they got everything. They probably got brown, black, grizzly, Kodiak. You know, I don't know exactly for sure,
Yeah.
but
Because some of them are, pretty, whatever. I don't
they're
know.
big. I mean, if the bear really wanted to get into something, they're gonna get into it. But they're gonna keep moving on to the easy meal, if you will.
Right. So another one said about the Michigan coop, give it 5 years and the chicken poo will stick to it. My chickens wouldn't use 60% of it.
I don't understand these people. It just means they don't get it. It just means they don't get it. Uh-oh. What's this? What's coming in right now?
Oh, God. Let's not.
You.
Happy birthday to you.
You.
Happy birthday, dear Ingrid.
Ingrid.
Happy birthday to you.
You.
Thank you.
Yay, everyone right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nan and my Princess Jetta just brought in.
And Gus.
And Gus, of course.
Well, of course,
Just
Gus
the
came
dog.
because there was a cupcake.
Here's where everything just falls apart. It must be
Yeah.
1 o'clock. Here comes Gus. I love cupcakes. You don't understand. Happy birthday. Is that a trick candle? Come on, get it again. Yes, there we go. Ingrid's got her own little cupcake. Appreciate that. All right, moving on. YouTube Chicken Police.
Okay. Oh, that is a trick handle.
It is. Come on, get it.
Well, I'm going to.
Fire hazard.
Well, yeah, we can't have a fire. We still don't have our
Where's
C of
OSHA?
O. We got to get our C of O.
Don't say that out loud.
Oh,
Ugh, you said the
Good job,
two things
Matt.
that we probably should never say.
imagine that. What? Fire and
okay,
C of O.
so
OSHA.
here's another
OSHA.
one. Here, you ready for this one? And then I'll give you the nice ones. Orlando, Florida Coop.
Oh, Marie?
Maria's Coop.
No one better. Nobody.
It's not about the Coop.
Oh, it's about Maria?
No,
Or
it's
the
about
chickens?
It's about Matt. Worst thing of these videos is this loud mouth constantly talking. He seems to enjoy his own dialogue. Otherwise, the Coops are great. Sometimes less is more. And that was
Who? Give me a
would
name.
just be
Have that. Bring that
weird.
person on.
H.D. Wallace.
Hey, HD Walls, come on to the
that
show
would just
and
be
share.
a weird walk around video if you didn't say anything.
So stupid. The sacrifice we go through. I mean, like Sheriff was saying, so thankful for our video so he could build his own coop. Give me
I
a
know.
break, whatever.
That's weird.
So Bob Stewart said something really nice. He said, I watched several of your videos and they're truly inspiring. The sheer thoughtfulness you put into your designs is amazing. The craftsmanship, superb. Pocket screws, brilliant. I've seen comments from viewers that your projects are expensive, but I've seen your pricing and wonder how you create such magic at such a competitive price point. Well done, Matt. I wish you were located in Australia. Thanks for the inspiration, and may you have much success. You deserve it in return for your excellence.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. What was his name?
Bob Stewart in
Bob-
Australia. And I
Bob.
told him that we're working to get our Coops into Australia.
I mean, we can. Yes, Australia's been crazy weird about getting things in there. But we actually have a huge push right now to get the coops in there. But for whatever reason, the government there just does not want stuff coming in or going out. So if anyone's listening from Australia and explain what the hell's going on over there, please let us know. Because we're working hard with a company from England to get those coops in there for you guys.
Right. And we have
Come on, nothing is going to make me mad.
No, that was
Good.
it. The loudmouth didn't make you mad? All right, well then I'm done. I'm out.
No.
Forget it.
She really did crinkle that up and throw it over.
I think Ingrid got mad on that one, guys.
Eat your cupcake, Ingrid.
Loudmouth, yes. Give me a break. So I wanted to make sure. Well, let's get back to some questions and comments. And am I allowed to scroll or no?
No.
Okay.
And I have another.
We do got to mention some things for some upcoming shows.
Oh, that would
Yes.
be fun. We get to do this again.
And don't forget, I want to talk about the article you said. That is.
Yeah. I meant to send that. Did I send that to you both? Did I send it to you?
Well, tell us about this article real quick that you were reading.
Oh, shoot.
From where?
It was.
Who wrote it?
Oh, we're gonna have to do it next time.
Okay. Because I knew this was coming.
Well, I don't. You're talking in code now.
No,
I'm not talking in code.
I know. It was an article I was reading last night about how they say the next pandemic will come from backyard chickens.
Oh, the pandemic's going to come from backyard chickens.
So this article was saying that our livestock is best off and our chickens are best off in industrial farms,
Right.
where
And
they have
who-
more security.
Was this article from Purdue?
I mean, you would think. I mean, it was
The
almost
Phil
like a
Farms?
setup. Like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that you don't have backyard chickens because we're going to have another pandemic.
All right, so I'm sure I'm going to be allowed to go on record. It's all coming. This is all made up. Okay? They're going to do everything they can so you do not have a chance
tried
to
to
survive on
pin
your
that-
own or together as a people.
That
That's
one
what's
on-
happening.
on monkeys.
And this is scary.
But that one didn't.
That is what's happening.
That one didn't go.
So scary.
Yeah, Mike
send it to
Mike Trapp also had said because of you, he has to pocket screw everything. He has to use them on all his projects. Everything has to have pocket
Yes,
screws.
it's a great form of joinery. Yeah, no, I hear that a lot. That is awesome.
Yeah, it was theguardian.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just a report. That's not their. They just reported it as like that, like the New York Times or whatever. That's just
Yeah.
a. That's not their
I don't know.
findings.
Something's going on. Why are all these food factories, unless that's not true, is that fake, that these food factories are blowing up, catching on fire? Anyways, oh, God, I wish I
It
could start
says
another
the
show.
spread of free-range farming may raise risk of animal-borne pandemics because of, and it says factory farming may be less risky.
Yes, they got to create the problem so they can implement the solution. That's all that is. It's so simple. It's the same playbook. And we've gotten so lazy in our minds and believe everything we see that we can't see past what's really going on.
Yeah, that was a little troubling.
So in the upcoming show we have, and I'm going to mention it because I want people to know, so they can. I don't know exactly when she's going to come, but we're going to have Lisa Steele on.
Yes.
Lisa Steele from Fresh Eggs Daily. So if you have questions for Lisa Steele, you can email them to me, Ingrid at carolinacoops.com.
That's right. Fresh Eggs Daily. Lisa Steele, a celebrity in the backyard chicken movement.
Yeah, we might be moving up.
Well, she's coming on. We asked her to come on, and there are some reasons I don't want to get into right now. I asked her to come on, but I thought it would be so much fun if you guys out there had questions for her. So you're not just always hearing it from us, you know. I believe, and I'll tell a little bit of the story when that show comes on, why I like Lisa. And I do believe 100% she believes in what she does. She lives it. She does it, and she shares it with everyone.
And I think we're going to have a giveaway on that show, too.
Oh, that's right.
Giveaway.
There's going to be a giveaway.
There's going to be a giveaway.
We love giveaways. Now, are you guys going to figure out how to do the giveaway? Because it seems like last time, oh, God, Matt. You know,
I don't know what we're going to do because it's just, but we'll figure out something.
I think the last giveaway went really well.
It might have been labor intensive.
It was very labor intensive for me.
Let's not do that again. Yeah.
Figure something out then.
Okay.
Don't come to me with ideas without actually implementing it. I love ideas.
We're not even going to run them by you.
No.
Oh,
we'll just do it.
Perfect. Yeah. I love the execution.
Now you say it.
So Jonathan asks, got any advice to make chickens more friendly? When I walk in, they all scatter and want nothing to do with me.
Treats.
Yeah, you got to give them. Someone told me when I first got my chickens to always give them mealworms from your hand.
Yeah.
When you introduce mealworms, which is a high value treat for chickens, make them get it from your hands. They follow me everywhere because I'm just food lady. So they hear my voice and they come running because they just.
Yeah, they hear the back door open and come running.
Well, you often say, too, that it really starts as baby chicks, too.
Yeah, it does.
It does, but I had one at 3 weeks, and you can't go near her. She's never even squatted for me.
So. That had that Samani in it. That was is that
no. Well, she's also like feral, but no, my Easter egger, that was my original one. I got her at 3 weeks old.
Well,
and she just freaks out.
I swear chickens are like people. You can't make generalizations.
Nope.
Like you just happen to have one that's not so friendly. I've got a sister like that.
So Mike Riley says that we should do a mini series of where we rate people's self-built chicken coops. I have a feeling that's coming. I don't know why. I hear that a little bit. We've done it a couple times. I don't know. I've been put on the spot, and I'm going to do the best I can. But I have a feeling that's coming. I just want to go on the record saying that. But the idea is I want to help people.
Yeah,
so that they can build their own coops, be able to survive in any way possible, and you're going to be able to trade your eggs. Trading's going to come back, just like it used to be in the old days.
They have those shows where people start like a home improvement project, and then like that guy Mike, what's his name? Mike. Oh, darn it!
I don't know.
Help me out. Help me out, fans. The guy from Canada. But anyway, so he will.
The building inspector.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know his name either.
Mike something.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, he's great, and so he'll come in and help you fix things. So that's kind of the same.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to do. I want it. So if people are like, "Oh my God, man, I can't figure out why I have flies in my coop. I can't figure out." I had a friend of mine she built her own coop down in Florida. She's like, "Where are these cardinals coming in?" I can spot it exactly, but to explain it's hard. And again, you always got to figure out why. So I definitely want to do that because I think people will get a kick out of that.
Yeah, I think that would be a good show. A couple of the chicks I got from Tractor Supply were a week up to 2 and 2.5 weeks old. Older than the youngest ones.
Yeah,
so
1 week to 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, so
Rudy says I saw a screening video.
Well, I did mention it a little bit when you were doing my chicken door. You talked about Roland's screen.
Okay, so we will bring out the official.
We should do,
The goal here is for the rest of this year, we need to start doing more and more videos.
On tips and tricks.
Tips and tricks, yes.
Update on hemp.
Thank you. I was actually going to bring that up. I just got off the phone with them this morning. July 5th, we have another truck coming in.
July 5th.
Yes.
It went from
tentatively.
And
don't believe it till you see it.
There's the boss. And they said, Matt, we need to turn around and get another truck rate too. Because he's telling me, apparently in Canada, I mean, I know logistics has been difficult, but it hasn't been as bad as it has been in Canada for whatever reason. So he wants to get a second truck here back to back.
And do we have some now?
Yes, we do. You want to know what the... Well, see, I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Well,
so there's very,
I
very
didn't know about
limited
it, so-
supply, and we don't want to try to crash the website again like we did last time. We sold 1,000 bales of hemp in like an hour. There is some in stock to make sure we fulfill the Coop orders, and we don't want to run out for the Coops that are going out. But there is just a minor or tiny overflow, if you will.
Yeah.
So I don't know. People have figured out how to crack the code and get some hemp currently. And I really want to know...
For emergency purposes only, maybe.
I want to know how the new hemp is doing. I haven't heard any feedback yet. I know no news is good news.
I think it's great.
So you have been using it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Kristen got some.
No, I put. Whoa.
Okay, I see how that goes.
No, I got a bale to test over at Anya's house, and it's doing great.
Ooh, question. If someone wants to get into selling Coupes, is it possible to work remote and to make sales from home? You mean working for us? Yes. Yeah, if anyone out there wants to join Carolina Coopes and be able to do a job where it can be done remotely, which I'm not a huge fan of, but we're figuring it out.
Yeah,
It might be nice to have a West Coast person.
We need to really start working on the West Coast bodies over there. That is for sure.
yeah, and the time difference
That's
would
what I
be
mean,
helpful.
Yes. But you have to be it's not easy working here, is it? You either love it or hate it. And you really got to be able to fit in. We are a little different, right?
Yeah.
And things are getting better. No,
Well,
I mean
the
just as far as the execution of just.
Yeah, you mean like figuring out, hey, here's the procedure. I mean, some days I feel like we're working for the government, but it seems
But
like we have the power.
there's still no TPS reports, so I like that.
Yeah, no PTS.
That's an Office Space reference. See, Morgan Anderson got it.
I got it. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
For anybody who's ever worked in a corporate environment.
No clue. See, that's the advantage you and Ingrid have.
Yeah.
You talk to the rest of us like we know what the hell you guys are talking about, which I'm thankful because you got to have diversity in the workplace. Okay, period. At the same time, I ask that you guys understand when we come from the hospitality business, you do what you got to do to make customers happy. That's still
real
service.
Hospitality.
Well, okay, I see what you're saying, but do you have any idea how I had to deal with people? And no matter what, I had to make them happy. When you work in the world of corporate, you get shielded from
make
that.
people happy.
Oh my God.
Oh boy, I knew that was gonna start one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you even say that? Because you don't know.
TPS reports. Toilet paper sheet reports.
Okay, no, I absolutely do know. Okay, and I have most of the people here do work in hospitality. How often were you face to face with the people you had to make happy? That would affect your job. That would.
I think every day because you work for somebody.
That's not what I mean. You got to make the people happy that you're working with. That's anywhere.
No,
but I'm talking
Everybody's got a boss.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Everybody has customers. IBM had customers.
True,
Yeah.
and how many people work in corporate America that aren't face to face with those customers? I'm not saying it was any. It's just different.
All right, we have to.
But
move
when
on.
you're face to face with,
I'm not face to face with our customers today.
this is more like corporate America apparently. Anyways,
So they're asking about shipping Coopes to the UK.
mm-hmm. Yep.
So one asked if we ever sold or shipped Coopes to the UK, and they've said they've only seen cheap ones there.
Yep. No.
The Scottish Wildman. And Nathan asked if how much shipping would be to like Wales or
Where
something.
are we now recently on it? Because we have shipped Coopes over there, and what we are doing is perfecting the full knockdown so shipping is as affordable as possible. But I haven't ran a quote in a while, but we just sold one to Ireland, and I don't know.
Mackenzie's listening.
She's probably on the phone right now.
I mean, just like anything, it depends on the size and the weight, right?
Yes. Here's
And
what we're
then-
doing.
We have some pretty good guidelines, though.
We do. What we're going to start doing is hopefully sending them over in larger quantities, so the cost of shipping won't be as tremendous as it is right now.
Okay.
But it is doable. It is possible.
So Mackenzie said I would estimate anywhere from $1,400 to $2,000 US depending on the coop.
Yeah.
Well, it's costing $1,000 just to go to the West Coast. now.
Yeah, I mean, when you really think about
In the
it, that's
US.
not bad. But I want to get that down somehow, some way for everyone, not just people overseas.
So we have someone from Hungary. We had someone from Brazil chime in earlier. Just
Yes.
want to give them a shout out because
Yes,
we
love
love
it.
all our customers and all our fans, and it's nice when like it's very international.
Yes, and share the show. Share the show. Yeah, it's already 1:19, so we're coming down towards the end of the show. So I want to make sure there's nothing, if there's any more housekeeping things we need to discuss, because it has been a while.
I have a deer. I have apparently
yeah.
a pet deer.
Hang on.
Huh?
Please hold.
Now what?
I have a deer that's coming into the yard regularly now that a tree fell down and took down the back part of my fence. So I have a deer coming into the yard daily, and she figured out how to eat out of the Coopworks feeder, and here's a picture.
I love how the chickens are just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, and they're and there's the quail pen with no deep litter to the right. And I use an empty barrel right now. Right
I was
there.
just gonna say, there's so many questions.
Yeah,
coming
that
up.
empty barrel and the canoe, but it's on a rack. But that empty barrel I put on top of the Coopworks feeder at night because it's easier than closing up all the ports.
Oh,
turn it
that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. But anyhow, yeah, the deer is eating out of the Coopworks feeder, and I thought, well, this is exactly why a chicken door is nice on our coops. Really, that feeder used to be in the coop, but I wanted to move the coop, so I was like, I'm not gonna move that heavy feeder with 50 pounds, 80 pounds feed in there. So just it's been out for a few days just because of that. I don't usually keep it out, but that's why having a chicken door is nice on the coop, because that deer wouldn't fit through the chicken door.
Right.
If you just opened the human door, the deer would go in there too.
Yep. I just have deer in my garden.
So to answer Patty, yes, as soon as we know when the documentary. That's what I'm saying. Documentary. Is it not documentary?
Documentary.
Okay, so I asked Surrey. I don't know why you guys are so hell bent on this. I asked Surrey how it's pronounced, and there's actually both ways. Anyways, it will be as soon as we know, you guys will know. We'll just put it that way.
But they said it would be like 2 or 3 weeks, right?
Yeah,
Like
I think it's
so
going to be even
pretty
sooner.
soon.
They got so
Yeah, don't
much.
get any kind of false idea that like editing videos goes that quickly.
Oh, it is. I watched their operation. It is incredible. I already saw from day one their editing. I was like, this is incredible. I cannot wait for it to come out.
Yeah.
They are liars. What are they talking about? Who's the liars?
Oh, okay. So Cooking Sherry said, "Happy birthday to me, and we're honoring you by naming one of the chickens after me." Thank you.
Wow.
That's nice.
Oh, that is nice.
Steve, who are the liars?
I don't know. You're taking these out of context, and
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
That's
so
why I
I
don't.
bet you other people have. Hey, what's he talking about?
It might have been the article. Who knows?
Yeah. So, Mike Holmes, thank you. That was the guy I was trying to think of.
Oh, it is Mike Holmes. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
I knew somebody would come to my
Yes,
rescue.
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a show like that would be fantastic, I think. Oh, look, they all chimed in.
Oh, they all chimed in.
Oh,
Awesome.
you guys are so great.
You guys are the best. Absolutely.
And Brian says, "Thank you, Matt. You helped me a ton to build a great coop."
You are welcome.
See?
Yeah, that's what I love. I say it all the time. If you're not going to buy one of our coops, learn from us on building your own. I'm not telling you to come call us and ask for our recipe, this and that, but just see the simplest things, the common denominator, and you'll figure out how to build a coop that is unique for you, but listen to the little things like making sure we don't leave a spot open for predators to come in.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the species of wood you're using, all that kind of things. Think about the metal roofing. Yes, you want metal roofing over your entire run, yada, yada. Those are the things I'm talking about. Oh, did Tony Dibna, did he get that ramp? Hold on, I see him. Gosh, I haven't had a chance to check on him. If you're still watching, Tony, I think we sent him out the ramp because he's one of the ones that said he would prefer the ramp. I can't wait to hear how it's going. And I haven't even had a chance to follow up with him.
Megan has a question. I have chicks that are 5 weeks apart. What's the best way to introduce the younger ones? I guess it would depend.
It depends on how old they are. The younger they are, the better they do with that integration.
And giving them as much space as
long as
possible.
they're not, like really, really young.
Right.
Yes, Megan, give us a call. We can get some hemp out to you. And there's hemp coming right around the corner. And if you have bought the new hemp and you're using it, please let us know what you think. Because I don't want to keep buying this hemp if it's not going to be as good as the French hemp. But it looks great. I think it's going to be even better. We got our special blend. So many great things going on with it.
So do you have anything more to add? I'm just looking.
What?
Uh-oh.
What?
What?
I just the Scottish Wildman.
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
With
that
these
is great.
Coops, you could take
Can
over
you
the
bring in
world.
comment?
Said that as I'm stroking. Oh God, my mic is stroking my cat. You do this. See, what you don't understand is you do that all the time.
I do.
That was funny. Thank you. I appreciate it. You just won yourself a free shirt because you just received
That we
the
now
Golden
have to
Bell.
ship overseas.
That I don't care. And then get that shirt, take a picture of it, send it back. We would love to absolutely do that. I appreciate that.
That's a great visual.
Yes. Oh my God. It was a visual.
He
that
needs
is
to
funny.
put that shirt on and stroke his cat.
Yeah.
And then send it to us. So, Scottish Wildman, please email Ingrid at carolinacoops.com with
Yeah, that
your
was funny.
address and shirt size.
Yeah, so folks, if you don't know, we and I forgot to mention during the show, we wanted to do the Golden Bell. I love to be able to give things away. We love the interaction, the comments, the questions, things like that. And there's no rhyme or reason what's just gonna make me want to ring this bell, but that just is a comment that I thought well deserved. I hope you guys agree.
Somebody said, how long does a water glass egg stay fresh in the lime?
Yeah, what was it? 18 months, right? I see it. It's over there.
And we were going to do 2 years. I mean, supposedly they're good for 2 years.
Yeah,
I
so
believe.
in about another year and maybe what, 10
but
months?
We're going to crack into
We're
those.
going
in
to
the
eat
winter.
those and see if we get food poisoning.
This winter. Yeah.
So, yeah, Kevin said he heard 18 months.
18 months. Okay.
Oh, so okay, so I wasn't sure if it did. Oh, we were waiting on the hemp. That's what it was. Okay, Tony, we'll get back to you. That's what it was. I wanted to send out some hemp. Yes, because they said they had a bad experience with some hemp that had a lot of fiber in it, which is so strange.
Fiber is good.
I know. Oh God, this world of hemp is gonna be the death of me. Yes, call us about hemp.
Yes, and Megan.
You are welcome, Scottish Wildman.
Megan, you can just email me if you're in town, and I will show you my coop and my chickens and my garden. I welcome the tours.
Yes, and we're almost done completing our third road crew that'll be working out of North Carolina. I tell one of the advantages, again, I'm just going to tease Ingrid, that we're going to be able to get out there and get that roof changed on your coop because it's going to be so much
stop
easier.
it. That's not happening.
It's gonna
That's
happen.
not happening.
Nice.
Let's stop with the nonsense.
Okay. I love when people tell me that. It does work on me. You are correct, Ingrid. The reverse psychology works well.
It hasn't worked for 3 years.
Just ordered a
FYI.
freeze dryer to store my eggs. Good for 25 years.
That's going on my list.
Yeah,
What if freeze dried? So how do you?
I saw a TikTok about it.
I want to say you did.
Yeah, I sent it to you guys.
Yes, and
Yeah,
we need to talk about that.
Yeah, they dehydrated it and pulverized it into a powder and freeze dried it.
So you cook it and freeze dry it? No?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was just like scrambled eggs.
Yeah, okay.
Dehydrated.
That
put
makes
into
sense.
a blender, into a powder, and then freeze dried.
I'm still picturing the cat. No, that's cool. We should talk about that because those are the things. That's what everyone wants to know right now is with everything that's going on in the world. We want to be able to share with you our thoughts, and if there's a way to continue to preserve your eggs in this case, let's
and
definitely talk about that.
Eggs are seasonal, so a lot of people new to chickens don't know that. I mean, people are shocked when I tell them that eggs are seasonal. So you may want to.
They should be seasonal is actually probably the statement.
You may want to store them for your own use, just over the winter even. Maybe not for 25 years, but 25 years may not be bad.
I love the peace of mind. You
Well,
never know.
Sometimes the younger ones will lay over the winter.
Right.
So like the first year, sometimes you'll get some over the winter. But it was only until year 2 I was like, oh my God, we have to buy eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, and also before I forget, I was going to do it on this show, but I know we had a lot to cover. Nan has secretly hidden the letter from the viewer
Yeah.
that was so generous in sending us these.
Did not hide it.
It's up on her wall. And I did want her. I don't know if Ingrid even read hers. I think you did eventually read you still didn't read. So I get it. It's not easy to read these, but it's just such a great letter. And I just thought maybe on next week's show, maybe everyone would like to be like, yeah, I want to hear Nan read that letter. So I just don't want to forget about that. All right, it's 1:28. I think it's time to start wrapping up the show. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm so happy to be back. And
I'm happy you're back too.
well, thank you. We are getting ready to start the second half of the year already.
Yeah.
Got lots coming up. If you have
Lisa
any,
Steele not next week, but maybe the week after. Lisa Steele, it will be in July.
And we like the show ideas. So if anyone has any ideas,
Please give us show ideas.
Yes.
I have so much on my plate. So if somebody could just give me show ideas, I would love that. Please. So much to do.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We're going to get you another assistant, I promise.
Another assistant? As if I had an assistant?
Well,
I don't
yes.
have anybody. It's just me, Matt.
Wow.
It's not. See, people, I just want people to know, I just need to say this. Producing this show is probably the thing I do the worst of all my jobs. That I have a lot of jobs, and this is just a tiny part, and I probably... Because I just don't do it as well as I normally would if this was the only thing I had to do.
That is true. And we're going to continue to work on that.
But you bring you. And that's the best part of
Yes,
it.
Thank you.
Exactly. And yes, I want people. Wow, we should get all hot and sweaty over there.
Well, it was cold before.
Ingrid's taking the coat off. Yes, what you do is insane, and people don't
there's
get
a
to see
lot.
how much work you do, and that's why I always try to acknowledge that with everyone. But yes, and we need to get you some more help in the world of marketing because it's working. Because you're doing such a good job at it. And we need to continue seeing what does work and what doesn't work when we have someone doing the entertainment short videos, if you will, which was a form of an assistant to you, because that way you don't have to worry about that, but just make sure it is getting done. She says. So anyways, all right, 1:30. Friday afternoon. We are going to cut it out. It is time for the weekend. Guys, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, I forgot it. It's so big.
Love your chickens and each other.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. Well, we got to put it up on the wall.